going on, guys? This is Hell Caesar, along with my co-host Alex, aka the White Wolf. And today we're bringing you a very fresh article, December 2nd, on IGN about The Witcher Season 2. IGN to stream Henry Cavill Q&A with an exclusive new clip. So IGN is exclusively streaming a Q&A with Henry Cavill about The Witcher Season 2, including a first look clip. And you can win a chance to watch the entire first episode early. Not too bad. Taking place on Tuesday, December 14th, Henry Cavill will be appearing in a virtual Q&A to talk about Season 2 of the Netflix series, as well as show off a never-before-seen snippet. We'll be the exclusive hosts, IGN, of the live stream, kicking off the broadcast at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's December 15th at 1:30 a.m. UK, 12:30 p.m. AEDT. So, all right, guys, that sounds pretty neat. We've got a Q&A with Henry Cavill. Awesome. So now we're just going to go ahead and play you this video. Kind of talks about the Season 1 and what to expect in Season 2.
Mama needs wine. This is funny because women are basically just alcoholics who hate their kids.
It's
I love that show, by the way.
X, now streaming FX on Hulu.
Netflix used its WitcherCon streaming event to announce that its hit adaptation of Andrzej Sapkowski's fantasy series will be returning for Season 2 on December 17th. They also released the first teaser trailer for the new season, which follows the adventures of Henry Cavill's Geralt of Rivia as he tries to protect Princess Cirilla of Cintra from both external threats and her own growing magical power. So let's dive into the trailer for hints about what's to come, drawing from what we know from the books, and consider yourself warned that potential spoilers will follow. The first scene shows Cirilla and Geralt sitting under a tree in the snow. Ciri asks Geralt, "So I'm your destiny?" A reference to her becoming his ward due to the law of surprise. Geralt was told in Season 1 that Ciri was his destiny, and despite multiple attempts to keep the two of them apart, they finally united in the final episode. Now, Geralt is making good on his promise to keep the princess safe. Geralt responds to Ciri's question by saying,
"You're much more than that, Cirilla."
Ciri isn't just important to The Witcher, but to numerous other factions as the heir to Cintra and a source, someone capable of extremely powerful and destructive acts of magic. The "much more" line is also a reference to the short story titled Something More, written by Sapkowski. Here, Ciri is riding Geralt's trusty steed horse Roach, with the cloaked Witcher walking alongside her. "I need to understand some things," she tells him, potentially preparing to ask questions about her mysterious brooding protector or the abilities she manifested a few times in Season 1. Geralt tells Ciri that the world is changing. Cintra isn't safe for you anymore, as we see him walk through the snow with bandaged legs and his sword in hand, looking down at a body. With most of Cintra murdered by the Nilfgaardian Empire, which is still hunting for Ciri, that seems like a bit of an understatement. Ciri and Geralt journey to Kaer Morhen, the mountain stronghold where Geralt and the other Witchers of the School of the Wolf trained. In the books, Geralt brings Ciri to his former home to enlist his brother's help protecting her and to train her to protect herself. Geralt is welcomed home by the few other Witchers who are left. They are gathered in Kaer Morhen's dining room, a location that also appears in the Witcher video game. This is our first look at many of the new characters in this season, including Basil Eidenbenz's Eskel and Paul Bullian's Lambert, who gives Geralt a big hug. Eskel, seen wearing the same wolf amulet as Geralt plus a pretty mean scar, seems a lot more dubious of Ciri's appearance, interrupting her having what looks like a nice glass of wine by asking, "Who the hell are you?" Geralt is doing some furious sword training, really teaching those wooden stakes a lesson. This seems like a reference to The Witcher 3, where you learn the game's controls by taking him through a training session at Kaer Morhen. We see Ciri twitching in her sleep with Geralt watching her while the voiceover says, "Sometimes I feel so afraid." In the books, Ciri's power afflicts her with terrible nightmares, and Geralt eventually recruits the sorceress Triss Merigold to help soothe them. Here is a showcase of some of the many impressive weapons stored in Kaer Morhen, including swords seen in The Witcher 3. Ciri tells Geralt, "I feel like I could burn the whole world," and he seems understandably pretty nervous about that. We've already seen some of what happens when her power is unleashed, and it's devastating. A source doesn't have control over magic the way a sorcerer does, but can destroy an entire town if they panic. Geralt tells Ciri that facing your fear is not easy, but I am here for you. and hands her a wooden training sword. In both the book Blood of Elves and The Witcher 3, Geralt trains Ciri in the ways of a witcher, and she becomes a very impressive warrior. But first, she's going to need to ditch that lovely pearl-embroidered gown and fur coat for something more functional. But Geralt doesn't want Ciri to think she can fight her way out of most situations, warning her that when I say run, you run. The warning is imposed over what appears to be a harpy shrieking through the sky, plus a man underground drawing a sword. This could be a first look at Reince, a mage and assassin tasked with finding Ciri. Here, a wounded Geralt, sword in hand, comes crashing through the gates. It's unclear if he's running from something or away from it. These are a variety of Witcher medallions, not just representing the School of the Wolf, but other factions, such as the School of the Griffin. This could be tribute to fallen witchers at Kaer Morhen, or something more sinister. Ciri is seen stopping a group of women from fleeing. Judging from the way they're dressed, this might be taking place at one of the brothels that Geralt frequents. Geralt is seen doing some more training, and presumably the equally white-haired man at the forefront is his mentor Vesemir. Mark Hamill had been rumored to be up for the role of Vesemir, but ultimately actor Kim Bodnia took the part. Geralt mentions that Vesemir says the world outside these walls is a dangerous place, and that certainly seems to be the case, judging from the montage that follows. We see Geralt looking spooky under the influence of one of his enchantment potions, a town square decked out with black banners showing the great son of Nilfgaard, and what might be a ghoul in the snow. Geralt assures Ciri that she can find power and purpose, and we see them using a variety of tools from the mundane to the magical ahead of a shot that seems to be Geralt and Vesemir standing back to back to face some threat. More than halfway through this trailer, we finally get a look at the outcome of the Battle of Sodden Hill, with Tissaia de Vries surveying the many casualties. Both she and Geralt seem to be looking for Yennefer, who disappeared after unleashing the full force of her chaos to protect her fellow sorcerers from being annihilated by Nilfgaard. A voice asks Geralt, what if your princess is more than you bargained for, over another set of rapid-fire clips showing him fighting, still with that bandaged leg. And Ciri meeting a woman in the woods who lowers her hood to reveal red hair. Triss has red hair in the games, though it's brown in the show's first season. Considering mages can change their appearance, it's possible her look has changed a bit too. In the books, Triss loses most of her hair in the fire at Sodden, so this could be a result of magical healing. Triss serves as a secondary mentor for Ciri in the books, coming to Kaer Morhen to teach her skills like the Elder Speech and how to use cosmetics. Triss also has a romantic fling with Geralt, though he rejects her for Yennefer. That might be their hands intimately meeting here. For something completely different, here's Jaskier living it up and sporting a very jaunty cap and purple outfit that makes him look much more like his game equivalent. By the Blood of Elves, Jaskier, aka Dandelion, has become a pretty famous bard trading off tales of Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri, but that fame comes with some very unwanted attention. A sort of post-logo stinger, here's the Nilfgaardian mage Fringilla, looking just a little worse for wear after Sodden, who says, welcome back to Yennefer, who's lying under a tree. Has Yennefer been captured? We'll likely have to wait until December 17th to learn more. Let us know what you thought of The Witcher Season 2 trailer, and for all other things Witcher, keep it locked to IGN.
Are you sure you're ready for this?
Is this my gift?
I got us both one of these.
How the fuck is this stop?
Excited
Netflix
but
used
nervous. Excited
Hey.
but nervous.
Let me tell you, man, the one thing I definitely want is a full-length version of The Fishmonger's Daughter. What a great song that was and a great scene in the first season. Fishmonger's Daughter.
I am glad. I didn't realize that they were trying to get Mark Hamill to play Vesemir, but I'm kind of glad he didn't, because
Yeah, agreed.
that would have one, it took away from the story big time. I think he's too big name of an actor to throw in a secondary role in a movie. It would just take away from it.
Well, I'll say
Or
this,
show,
Al.
I mean.
I was not that excited at first for Henry Cavill. Thought he was a good Superman. I just didn't think he really looked like Geralt. But definitely grown on me. Definitely grown on me. I think that little trailer we just watched showing clips looks pretty good. Weapons look amazing. I cannot wait to see Kaer Morhen, see more Witchers, learn about more schools. I'm pretty excited about it now.
I am confused. That showed several possible Witchers in Kaer Morhen, but in the Witcher 3 video game, there's only two other Witchers other than Vesemir,
Sure.
Eskel, and Lambert. So that's a little bit
But
weird.
yeah, but again though, they're not the only two left alive or anything.
It could be a
there's-
time jump too. It could be earlier than the game, or it may not even recognize the game because Triss Marigold looks nothing
Yeah.
like the game, and Yennefer really looks nothing like the game, and neither does the Nilfgaardian mage, Francilla.
Yeah.
So,
Chilla, maybe.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd say they're definitely taking some liberties. And the one thing I wanted was Fishmonger. The one thing I don't want is jumping back and forth in time during season 2. I hope it is one timeline that moves forward. Like, I got so confused in the first season of it. You couldn't really tell when they started and when they finished sometimes, at least me paying attention to it probably 1 or 2 in the night in the dark, half paying attention to it. I got kind of lost.
Yeah,
at
it was
times.
confusing.
Yeah, good. I'm glad I'm not alone.
Yeah, it was definitely confusing. I don't know. I'm excited at the same time. I'm nervous. I didn't know anything about the lore until you recommended me play the Witcher 3 game. And I have probably dumped over 100 hours in that game in the last couple months and still haven't beat it. Close, I have a feeling, but I still haven't beat it. But I love this franchise. I love the lore of it. It's a good game. If you've not played it, it really gets you really you get like a personal attachment to the characters, even though it's a video game. Like romancing either Triss or Yennefer, whichever one you choose, kind of has consequences to the other one. And at least for me, I kind of felt bad at times when I romanced Yennefer, but then Triss is always upset, and it makes you feel like shit. So.
And true, and I have a different perspective on it because I played and beat The Witcher 2, which was it wasn't an open world game. It was a very different version of the game. But I romanced Triss in that game, and then kind of left her high and dry in the third one. And having a pretty good little bond with Triss from Witcher 2, it was a hard choice. Kind of hit you in the gut.
As far as the looks of the show looks really good. The first season looked really good.
It does, and I would say that Henry Cavill will probably knock it out of the park when it comes to action again this time. He looked great. With the sword, he looked great. I would say he's taking it up a level because, like us, Cavill, I've seen interviews where he's kind of a big nerd.
Yeah, he loves
obviously some of the roles he's chosen. He loves the games. He loves the Witcher lore. So
I think he's actually beat it on the hardest difficulty too. So that says something.
Yeah. Anytime you got someone passionate about it, I think they're going to do everything in their power to make it true. And I don't have any doubts. And guys, definitely stay tuned come December 14th. Alex and I will try our damnedest to have the live stream. If not a live stream, we'll get it recorded as quick as possible and get it uploaded, the Q&A with Henry Cavill. Just try to keep you all up to date with as much of The Witcher as we can and some of these other shows that are coming out. December is going to be a very busy month for us. We jumped in November starting this channel just for December because of all the good content that's coming out. So it's business picking up.
I know we don't have a lot of subscribers or hardly any subscribers right now or people that watch our videos. If you do watch our videos, help us out because with this series, I think all the episodes are going to be released at one time. So we're kind of confused on whether we would be better off making individual episode breakdowns or just break down the entire season. So if anybody's got any opinions on that, leave them in the comments so we can figure out what is going to work best.
As always, guys, good comments or bad, we don't censor. Until next time, like and subscribe.